What if I told you that Nintendo once created a Mario game so brutally difficult, they literally didn't think Western players could handle it? Today we're diving into Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, the game that was deemed too challenging for an entire hemisphere. Back in 1985, Super Mario Bros. Revolutionized gaming on the NES. Nintendo wanted to keep that momentum rolling, so in 1986, they released Super Mario Bros. 2 in Japan. But when it came time to bring it to America and Europe, Nintendo made an unprecedented decision. They said no way and gave us a completely different game instead. So what made this game so impossibly challenging that Nintendo thought it would crush Western spirits? What kind of sadistic level design could make the company that gave us family-friendly gaming say maybe not? The answer lies in a philosophy that would make Dark Souls developers nod in approval. This wasn't just a sequel, it was a masterclass in punishing precision. See, while other platformers of the era were content to add new power-ups or characters, the Lost Levels took a different approach: psychological warfare. The developers didn't want to just make levels harder, they made them actively deceptive. They introduced poison mushrooms that hurt you, wind mechanics that throw you off your timing, and springs that launch you into oblivion if you're not careful. But here's the genius part: they also completely redesigned how Mario and Luigi control. Luigi wasn't just a palette swap anymore. He could jump higher but had worse traction, completely changing how you approach every single platform. It's like the developers looked at the original game and asked, how can we make players question everything they think they know? The level design is where things get truly diabolical. Remember those safe, predictable patterns from the original? Forget them. Here, question mark blocks might actually kill you. Familiar enemies behave differently, and some levels literally send you backwards if you take the wrong path. It's the gaming equivalent of learning to drive, then being thrown the keys to a Formula 1 car. When the Lost Levels finally reached Western audiences through Super Mario All-Stars in 1993, critics were stunned. This wasn't just difficulty for difficulty's sake. This was surgical precision in challenge design. Every trap, every enemy placement, every pixel-perfect jump was calculated to push skilled players to their absolute limits. Technical reviewers praised how the game pushed the NES hardware, introducing new enemy behaviors and mechanics that wouldn't become standard until later generations. But what really sets it apart was the psychological element. This game doesn't just test your reflexes, it tests your resolve. It's the difference between a pop quiz and a doctoral thesis. But here's the problem that modern players face. Diving into the Lost Levels blind is like trying to defuse a bomb with a blindfold on. The game actively punishes you for using knowledge from other Mario games. Those helpful question mark blocks, half of them are traps. Those familiar enemy patterns, completely rewritten. Without proper guidance, most players bounce off this game harder than Mario off of a super spring. That's where this complete walkthrough comes in. I'm gonna guide you through every single level, every hidden trap, and every secret technique you need to conquer what many consider to be the hardest 2D Mario game ever created. We'll cover character differences, enemy behavior changes, secret areas, and most importantly, how to survive Nintendo's most beautifully cruel creation. I'm your host, Retro Kingpin, and this channel is dedicated to uncovering gaming's hidden gems and forgotten masterpieces. If you're ready to tackle one of Nintendo's greatest challenges, hit that subscribe button and let's dive into World 1 of Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. Before we dive in, let's quickly talk about Mario versus Luigi in the Lost Levels. Unlike the first game, they actually play a little differently here. Mario's got tighter controls, he stops quicker and feels easier to handle in those really precise jumps, but he doesn't jump quite as high. Luigi, on the other hand, is the high jump king. He can clear taller gaps and reach secrets more easily. The trade-off? He's got slippery traction, so it's easier to slide off platforms if you're not careful. For this playthrough, I'll be using Luigi. Why? Because those higher jumps are a huge advantage for warp zones, hidden vines, and tricky platforming sections. Sure, he's a little harder to control, but once you get used to the extra slide, the payoff is totally worth it. Alright, here we go with our first stage of the Lost Levels madness. Right off the bat, you'll notice a green Koopa paratroopa hopping towards us. These guys are completely uncontrolled, just bouncing forward mindlessly. Notice how the piranha plants behave here? They come up periodically. Unlike the latter games, fire is your only way to defeat them. Time your jumps carefully over their pipes. Those 3 Goombas ahead are your standard enemies, but even they feel more aggressive in the game's pacing. Alright, now on to World 1-2. Welcome to the sewers. And here's where the Lost Levels starts showing its true colors. You'll immediately notice that the underground Goombas look blue. These became known as the Gloombas in later games. Now here's a crucial mechanic. If you're Super Mario and you need to get through that low overhang, you can't just duck and walk. You need to run at full speed and crouch to slide underneath. Pay attention to this buzzy beetle. Those guys are immune to fireballs, but otherwise behave like green Koopa Troopas. There's an invisible block above it that you can hit by jumping. This is your introduction to the game's hidden block system, which becomes crucial later. Alright, now on to World 1-3. See, this is why we recommend using Luigi, and you'll immediately see why. Luigi can jump significantly higher than Mario, which makes these elevator platform sections much more manageable. Watch how Luigi's extra height lets him clear that red Koopa paratroopa with ease. See this elevator platform system? The timing here is everything. Let the first one sink to raise the second, then make your jump. Luigi's superior jumping ability makes what would be a nightmare for Mario feel almost reasonable. Alright, now on to 1-4, Bowser's Castle. Welcome to your first castle, and here's where Luigi's jumping prowess really shines. Fun fact, Nintendo literally warned players on the box that this game was for super players only. They knew exactly how brutal those flame chains rotating around. They're called Podoboo chains in the manual. Time your jumps when they're pointing away from you. The key here is patience and Luigi's extra jump height to clear obstacles Mario simply can't. Alright, moving on to Bowser. Here's your first Bowser encounter, but here's the twist. This isn't actually Bowser, the boss strategy. If you're fiery Luigi, shoot fireballs until the costume breaks. It reveals a Goomba inside. If you're Super Luigi, run directly into Bowser. Use invincibility frames to reach the axe. If you're small Luigi, wait for Bowser to jump, run underneath, then hit the axe switch. The bridge then collapses, dropping the fake into the lava. World 2 kicks things up fast. You'll start on a staircase and right away a swarm of green paratroopas comes bouncing in. Keep your momentum and hop cleanly over them. Hesitation will get you trapped. The middle block ahead gives you a power, but watch for the poisonous mushroom hidden later. A Starman is perfectly placed to bulldoze through a set of piranha plants, showing off how ruthless but deliberate the design is. The big test here is using the springs for massive leaps. Time them carefully and drift right to safety. Clear the Goombas on the final staircase, then grab the flagpole to wrap things up in this hectic opener. Did you know the Lost Levels was originally called Super Mario Bros. 2 in Japan? It only got the Lost Levels name when it finally came to the West in 1993, a full 7 years after its original release. World 2-2 is practically designed for Luigi. His higher jump is the only way to clear a key section later. The early stretch throws paratroopas and piranha plants at you in rapid succession, demanding smooth, chained jumps. You'll also get a Starman for plowing through a packed section of pipes, but once it wears off, patience becomes critical. The highlight comes with a hidden invisible block. Luigi can reach it and climb up, but Mario simply can't. That means Luigi players can get a clean shortcut, while Mario would be stuck with brutal precision jumps. Finish with a quick sprint up the staircase and you're through. Did you know the game is considered a precursor to the Kaizo ROM hack community? Those insanely difficult fan-made Mario levels owe a lot to the Lost Levels design philosophy. Here's something wild. The game started as experimental levels for the arcade version of Super Mario Bros. The dev team had so much fun making these harder stages that they turned them into a full sequel. Stage 2-3, and here's the first cheap bridge level, and it's chaos from above and below. Fish leap constantly while Koopa Troopas block the bridges, forcing you to keep moving while reacting on the fly. The trick is rhythm. Learn the arcs of the cheeps and flow forward instead of hesitating. A power-up sits in the upper blocks if you can safely grab it, and unusually, a bloober floats around above water just to throw you off. Stick to the high platforms whenever possible for safer jumps. Then line up a running leap for the flagpole. Short, frantic, and classic Lost Levels cruelty. On to World 2-4, the castle stage. Your first real test of castle platforming. This stage is packed with narrow shafts, shell-kicking setups, flame chains, and potoboos popping from the lava. The trick is timing. Wait out the fire cycles, then move decisively. There's even a fake out choice. The high route looks safe, but it's harder. The low route is riskier on paper, but often the easier choice in practice. At the bridge, you face your first Bowser impersonator with fireballs. You can burn him down, otherwise dash under his jump or take a hit and push through the axe. The fake falls into the lava, and another mushroom retainer is freed, but the princess is still missing. Level 3-1. Meet the Hammer Brothers, the strongest regular enemies in the game. They follow a predictable pattern. Wait for both to jump to the upper blocks, then sprint underneath or hit the blocks to knock them off. After defeating them, grab the Starman from the lower blocks. As Invincible Luigi, charge through that piranha plant ahead. Hit that leftmost question block for a power-up, but avoid the rightmost one. It contains a poisonous mushroom. Warning, warning, that gray pipe leads to a warp zone back to World 1. It's a cruel developer joke, so just skip it. Instead, use the brick block to reach the upper level and bounce across the Koopa Troopas to the Bullet Bill Blaster. Jump on Bullet Bill's flat nose to defeat them. Walk right through to the stairs and jump to the flagpole. Sometimes the simplest is the safest. World 3-2. Welcome to our first swimming level. The controls change completely underwater. Use the D-pad for all directions and tap A to swim up. Fire Mario or Luigi can defeat most aquatic enemies with fireballs. Here's the key strategy. Stay on the ocean floor and walk forward. Bloopers can't sink low enough to hit you down there. When you hit suction pits, swim over them repeatedly with A presses. For the staircase section, swim up to draw the blooper away, then quickly sink right back down to get back onto the ground. Navigate around the cheeps. Let the underwater paratroopas pass, then swim fast past the final two bloopers. Take the pipe to the surface and you're done. Get this, when Nintendo of America's Howard Phillips tested the game, he was absolutely shocked. He said it felt like undeserved punishment and that he couldn't believe Miyamoto had designed something so cruel. Now onto level 3-3. Start by clearing both Koopa Troopas on the upper ledge. The pulley platforms work on counterweight physics. Step on one to lower it and raise the other. Use the springboard to launch skyward, then drift right to the ledges. The key sequence? Jump on the Koopa Paratroopa, bounce to the elevator platform, then jump over the piranha plant to reach the final ledge. Use the upper blocks to safely cross over the piranha plants below. One final Paratroopa bounce gets you to the flagpole. Here's a crazy detail. Japanese commercials for the game actually showed players screaming in frustration at their TVs. That's some honest advertising right there. Alright, now onto level 3-4. This castle has multiple paths, and wrong turns create endless loops. Here's the correct route. Drop down and take the lower path to start. You must be small for this to work properly. Sprint forward without stopping. Ignore that invisible power-up block. Getting big will make the next section impossible. Jump over the potoboo, reach the piranha plant pipe, then take the upper route. Use these as stepping stones to reach the upper block path. Time your movement with flame chains. Boss battle, another fake browser, surprise surprise. Fire Mario or Luigi can flame him to reveal a buzzy beetle. Super Luigi should run into him, then hit the axe. Small Mario can duck under his jumps. Watch out for the potoboo on the left. It limits your movement options. Alright, World 3 is complete. From snowy hammer brothers to underwater swimming and tricky castle mazes, the lost levels keep surprising us. Alright, on to stage 4-1. Luigi is essential here. First encounter, red piranha plants. They're faster and emerge even when you're standing next to them. Meet Lakitu, the cloud-riding enemy above. He throws spiny eggs that transform into vines when they hit the ground. Spinies look like Koopa Troopas, but they have spiky shells. They're immune to jumping, vulnerable to fire only. Now get onto that first pipe quickly before spinies accumulate. Sprint right over the brick stack to the question blocks. Latiku retreats briefly here, giving you time to grab power-ups. That red springboard ahead provides less bounce than the green ones. After crossing, jump on Lakitu to temporarily remove him. Then drop down right. 3 question blocks here. Avoid the rightmost one. It's a poisonous mushroom. Use Luigi's jumping ability to bounce off the Latiku and reach that flagpole. Alright, on to stage 4-2. Welcome to Bullet Bill Central. 2 stacked Bullet Bill blasters start us off. Skip the risky question block and jump over to the next set. Hit that leftmost block in the trio ahead. It contains a Starman. Perfect timing for the Buzzy Beetle gauntlet ahead. As Invincible Luigi, charge through everything in your path. Your invincibility wears off around the red piranha plant pipe. Sprint over those question blocks to maintain momentum. Another Hammer Brother encounter. Wait for him to jump up, then run underneath to the upper route. Jump over the next Hammer Brother. Get on those floating blocks, defeat the green Koopa Paratroopa, and jump over to the flagpole. The key is managing multiple threats simultaneously, so stay calm and prioritize. Alright, onto level 4-3. Luigi again is absolutely essential here. This level is nearly impossible for Mario. Start with a large gap jump to the red springboard. Use that 7D timing trick again for maximum distance. Immediately jump to the right moving elevator platform, then the pulley platform. These platforms move faster than previous worlds, so commit to your jumps without hesitation. Here's the Luigi specific jump. Make the longest running jump possible to land on the red Koopa Paratroopa and bounce up to the next ledge. Use the question block as a stepping stone after hitting it for the power-up. Bullet bills start firing from off-screen now. Navigate the remaining elevator platforms while dodging constant projectile fire. Luigi's superior air control makes these precision jumps manageable. Alright, onto level 4-4. Another castle where Luigi's abilities just start to shine. Start by waiting for that extra long flame chain to reach 3 o'clock. Then jump over the question blocks and Koopa Troopa. Enter the hallway, defeat 3 Goombas while avoiding the flame chain. Perfect shell kicking opportunity ahead. Drop to the elevator platform, then to the floor below. Another Hammer Brother. Now run under his hammer arc. Duck when he jumps, then sprint forward. Boss battle and another fake Bowser. Small Luigi can duck under him and jump up to the axe. Super Luigi should just run into him for invincibility frames. Fire Luigi can roast them to reveal a single spiny underneath. Watch out for the flame chain obstacle. World 4 is now complete. 3 new enemy types, red springboards, and constant projectile pressure. The lost levels keeps escalating the challenge. On to level 5-1. Luigi is recommended as usual. Start by jumping onto that Buzzy Beetle and kick its shell right to clear out additional enemies. Hit those question blocks for coins. Precision timing is ahead. Position yourself under piranha plants when they're fully extended upward. This seems counterintuitive, but it's the safest position. When they withdraw, jump to the next platform and repeat. That pipe on the right leads to a beneficial bonus room. Take the stairs up to encounter wind mechanics. The wind pushes you while airborne, extending your jump distance. Use this cross platform until you reach the Bullet Bill Blaster where the wind stops. Position yourself on the lower pipe's lip and wait for both piranha plants to emerge simultaneously. When they both retreat, sprint back through the danger zone. Use the Koopa Paratroopa as a springboard, then continue right to the brick wall. You can bounce off Koopa Paratroopas or reveal 2 invisible blocks to reach the top. Jump to the flagpole. Fun fact, the Lost Levels was actually Takashi Tezuka's directorial debut. Miyamoto was too busy running Nintendo's R&D4 division and working on The Legend of Zelda to direct it himself. Alright, now on to 5-2. Mario's going underground. Head right to those piranha plants, then jump up to the upper layer. Crucial warning, do not hit the second question block from the right. It contains a poisonous mushroom. Take the upper path through the extensive hallway until you reach the second piranha plant pipe. Here's treasure, hit that block to the upper right before the bricks start dropping. It contains a rare 1-up mushroom. Quickly drop down, rush those stairs over to 2 piranha plant pipes, then jump to intercept the 1-up midair. Perfect timing required. Check out these Donkey Kong style rope elevators. Take them across the gap, drop down to the ground level for coins, then wait for the piranha plant to lower completely. Sprint right over the gaps to the warp pipe and you're back outside. Did you know the entire game was built in the same engine as the original Super Mario Bros? They just cranked up the difficulty up to 11 with the same basic tech. Alright, onto level 5-3. Luigi's jumping ability is obviously crucial here. Step onto that platform to activate auto-scrolling. Maintain forward momentum while dealing with obstacles. Great opportunity ahead. Jump onto that red Koopa Paratroopa to bounce up to the pipe above for a bonus room. Collect the coins, then emerge back in the main level. Navigate to the pulley platforms as bullet bills start their assault. Use the Koopa Paratroopa or Blooper as a springboard to reach the next ledge. Weight activated platforms ahead. They sink under your feet, so quickly move across them. Jump across the final pulley platforms to reach the flagpole. Fun fact, this was the best-selling game on the Famicom Disk System, moving about 2.5 million copies. Japanese players apparently loved the challenge. Alright, up to level 5-4, castle time in the frozen wasteland. Jump across the first platforms while watching for Podoboos jumping from the lava below. Onto the flame chain. When it rotates down, jump to the next flame chain, then to the brick block. Jump to the next platform when the flame chain reaches 9 o'clock. Then leap across blocks to the next platform. Wait for the flame chain to point upward. Jump to the upper platform, then drop to the next platform when the flame chain reaches 9 o'clock. The key is reading multiple hazard patterns simultaneously. Boss battle, the most complex fake Bowser yet. Triple threat, he spits fireballs, there's a Podoboo in the arena, and the blocks obstruct your jumping. You know the drill here. Either use fire, invincibility frames, or just run under him and grab the axe. With World 5 complete, the true Winter World delivered consistent ice theming and masterful enemy placement. Such brilliant level design using existing elements creatively. Level 6-1, Luigi is obviously recommended for this level. Hit those blocks. One contains a mushroom. Pro tip, if it's a fire flower, jump through the blocks and grab it directly, then hit the block it's sliding on to knock it down. Then hit that rightmost block for a Starman. Perfect timing for the opposition ahead, as Invincible Luigi charged through several enemies, including a Hammer Brother. At the pipe, jump at its side to reveal an invisible block, essential for reaching the top. Drop onto those bullet bills, then jump to the stairs on the right. Navigate under the Hammer Brother and Piranha Plant while avoiding the Piranha Plant below. Use the 2 Koopa Paratroopas as springboards to reach the upper brick blocks. Question block navigation ahead. One toward the right contains a poison mushroom. One towards the left has a legitimate power-up. Wind mechanics return. The wind aids your jumps across platforms. Hop onto the first platform, leap right to the second with the wind assistance. Check this out. The game introduces poisonous mushrooms that look almost identical to the regular super mushrooms in the original version. Talk about adding insult to injury. On to level 6-2. I'm going to continue to use Luigi for this underwater section. Swim over to the coral reefs, then sink to the ocean floor after the third one. Bloopers cannot hurt you while walking on the seafloor due to the programming limitations. Swim right while staying low in the suction pit, then get onto the solid ground. Continue under Cheep Cheeps to the elevator platforms. Don't let them push you into the suction pit below. Repeatedly press A to swim over them. Pass over coral, swim back down, let enemies pass completely. Watch those elevator platforms. They can drown you if you get caught underneath. Navigate past the swimming red Koopa Troopa, get onto the green block, then take the lower route. Final challenge. Swim through chaotic bloopers, Koopa Paratroopa, and Cheep Cheeps to reach the exit pipe. Did you know this is the first Mario game where Luigi actually plays differently from Mario? He jumps higher but has worse traction, making him feel like he's sliding on ice. On to 6-3. It's a classic bridge level with flying fish. Jump to the stairs, then to the next block as Cheep Cheeps start launching from the water like missiles. Run forward, jumping bridge to bridge while avoiding this rain of fish. Cheep Cheeps follow predictable arc patterns, so time your movements around their jumps. Bounce off the Koopa Paratroopa to hit that question block for a bonus. Hit the brick block for a power-up. You'll need the extra durability. Jump onto the Koopa Paratroopa when it's high in its bounce cycle for that perfect springboard to the next ledge. One final bounce off the last Koopa Paratroopa lands you at the flagpole. Here's something devious. Some warp zones in the game actually send you backwards to earlier worlds. Imagine finally finding a warp pipe only to be sent back to World 1. Alright, on to 6-4. Luigi is obviously best for this castle. It's another maze castle, and wrong paths force complete restarts. Jump to the block, across the lava piranha plant, take the lower path afterward. When the flame chain reaches 9 o'clock, run under it and jump to the small lava pool. Tricky hammer brother encounter. When he jumps, jump to the upper path, then the uppermost path. Run right on the uppermost path, drop to the piranha plant's pipe, jump over it and take the dangerous lower route. Wait for the plants to withdraw completely, then run under them. Jump to the next block, jump into the elevator platform concealed in lava. Run over lava when the Podoboo peaks, then stop. Wait for the massive flame chain to reach 9 o'clock and run over it. Bowser starts sending off-screen fireballs. Jump to the elevator platform in the lava, then to the stone path and the elevated platform. Drop down and head to the bridge. Alright, you know the drill with Bowser. Either flame him to death, run under him, or straight through him. With World 6 complete, we've defeated what seems like the real Bowser and liberated another section of the kingdom. On to level 7-1. Time your movement between piranha plant pipes when they're fully withdrawn. Precision timing is crucial here. Defeat the Koopa Troopas, then get a running start before leaping over that abyss. The wind extends your jump distance, but you need the initial momentum. For the final 3 piranha plants, either time their withdrawal patterns precisely or use an advanced technique. Jump left for momentum, then pull right using wind assistance. Bullet bills start firing off screen while Cheep Cheeps attack from below. Multiple threats attack simultaneously. They'll stop after a short while, so maintain composure. Bounce on the Koopa Paratroopa to reach the aerial pipe for a bonus room. Run under the piranha plant in the bonus room. Avoid jumping for coins, it's too dangerous. Wind starts again when you exit. Push past enemies and 2 bullet bill blasters. Jump onto the blasters themselves as platforms when you're not being shot at. Jump onto another pipe for a second bonus room. Collect the coins, then surface to face a Koopa Paratroopa and a Hammer Brother. Use the pipe to jump over them, then navigate to the flagpole. Fun fact, the game has 52 total levels if you count all the secret worlds. That's including the hidden World 9 and worlds A through D. Sweet. Now on to level 7-2. Jump onto the elevator platform crossing water. Midway through, jump to hit that question block for a power-up. Tight timing to get back onto the moving platform. Use Koopa Paratroopas as springboards to reach the pipe leading to another bonus room. When you surface, here's a clever strategy. Jump on the Paratroopa to bounce high enough to actually defeat Latiku. What a rare opportunity to eliminate these cloud enemies. Navigate the mini stairs. Jump between blocks with flame chains while rotation timing. Notice how some Lakitus fly unusually low? The developers are giving you chances to eliminate typically untouchable enemies. Use the Koopa Paratroopa, bounce to reach elevator platforms, then take them to the pipe. Jump directly to the flagpole. Multiple Lakitu eliminations are complete. Did you know some levels have wind that pushes you mid-jump? It can help you make longer jumps, but it can also blow you straight into a pit. Alright, on to level 7-3. Run forward and jump onto the first springboard. When airborne, hold B and push right. This is key for maximum distance on the red springboards that don't bounce as high. Drop to the next springboard, spring up while holding B and right. Position yourself in the left half of the screen, not the center. It's crucial for maintaining sequence. Continue the pattern. Spring to the springboard, hold right, land on the next springboard. Take off while holding right onto the ledge with coins. Jump across remaining platforms with the flame chains. Wind stops at the next flame chain, making final platforming easier without air resistance. Get this, to unlock World 9, you'd have to beat the entire game without using any warp zones, and you only get 1 life to complete it. Fail once and you're back to the main menu. Okay, you did it. Onto level 7-4, the castle level, the final castle before World 8. jump over the flame chain onto the narrow hallway, then deliberately drop into the lava concealed platform below. What a classic move they did here. Ride right to another hallway, avoid flame chains, jump across Donkey Kong style elevator platforms. The developers are calling back to Mario's arcade origins. Jump to the upper left ledge, stand in the corner. When the flame chain passes, quickly jump to the upper right and advance. Take the upper path, defeat the Koopas, jump over buzzy beetles clustering in the final levels. Drop into depressions and use corner waiting strategy. Stand in the left corner, let the flame chain pass, rush to the right corner and jump out. Bowser starts using off-screen fire again. Jump when Podoboos are down. Hop across aerial blocks to reach the platform in lava below. Jump to it when the flame chain rotates down, then leap to the bridge. Oh my gosh, this boss battle. You got hammer throwing, you got fire breathing, you got a flame chain hazard, and enhanced aggression all combined into one. You know the drill here, so take them out. World 7 is now complete. We've rescued all of the Princess Toadstool's royal court, except for the princess herself. Did you know the game adds a star to the title screen every time you beat it? Once you get 8 stars, you can unlock 4 additional secret worlds by holding A button at the start. On to 8-1. Head right past the piranha plant and launch that buzzy beetle shell forward. Watch it clear enemies like a bowling ball. Hit blocks for coins and power-ups, but avoid the second block from the right. The final poison mushroom is here. Walk past the Koopa Paratroopas to the blocks stack, then wind kicks in to help you jump to the red Koopa Paratroopas. Use them as stepping stones across the gap. What a perfect shell kicking opportunity. Kick that buzzy beetle shell into the Hammer Brother to eliminate one of the toughest enemies, then continue under the piranha plants. Jump off the edge to land on the Koopa springboard. Another Hammer Brother awaits. Run underneath him while he jumps up, also while jumping over the piranha plant. Here's a tongue twister. Navigate the final pipe to block to pipe to flagpole sequence like a platforming obstacle course. Here's something cool. This game gave us Luigi's signature jumping ability that's been part of his character ever since. Before this, he was just a palette swap of Mario. Alright, on to 8-2. This contains one of Lost Level's most famous secrets. From pipe to elevator, platform to brick block for a power-up, reach the difficult springboard, jump over water, get under the brick block for a Starman. As Invincible Luigi, charge through the dual Hammer Brothers. Take the pipe down to the bonus room. When you merge, you're back in the earlier portion? Here's the secret. Go right where you'd normally get the Starman, but don't grab it this time. Instead, jump on the Koopa Troopa to bounce into the brick block above. A vine grows from the top. Climb into the clouds to discover the secret beanstalk leading to the Sky World. Jump cloud to reach the flagpole. Fun fact. In the Japanese version, if the last digit of your timer matches your coin count when you grab the flagpole, you get fireworks. Match both digits and you get a 1-up. Alright, on to 8-3. The first level in Mario history, completely in the skies on clouds, pioneering area level design. Jump onto the elevator platform with low-flying Lakitu, bound up to the upper platform, make a running leap to land onto another elevator platform. Defeat the persistent Lakitu and continue right. Hammer Brothers beware, the invisible poison mushroom block positioned just before him. Jump over or run under the next Hammer Brother, then use the springboard or bounce off Koopas when it's low in its arc. Oh my gosh, 2 more Hammer Brothers await. At the end, hit the invisible poison mushroom block anyway. You must create a stepping stone. Also, hit the left block for a coin. Then jump to the pulley platform system. Step on the first to raise the second, then jump to the flagpole. Jump over the lava pool, pass under the flame chains, wait for the Podoboo to lower and flame chain to reach 2 o'clock before jumping to the block, bounce on the Koopa Paratroopa to reach the brick above the pipe. On to section 2. It's the underwater castle chamber. Walk until you reach the wall. Wait for the flame chain to point away. Swim up to the hallway. Swim through the passage. Then pass over the flame chain. Then fall to the ground to avoid Bloober. In section 3, fall left and jump to reveal an invisible power-up block. It's crucial for mushroom challenges ahead. As Super Luigi, lure the piranha plant out. Land on the stone platform as it lowers. Hold left to get on the pipe. On to section 4. Jump over the lava, but avoid the question question blocks. Third from the left contains a poisonous mushroom. Defeat the airborne bloober and face a Koopa. Jump to the platform in lava and run forward or the mechanism won't work. Jump up to reveal the hidden fire flower block. Here's something Nintendo almost did. They plan to release an NES cartridge as a bonus for Nintendo Power subscribers in America, but scrapped it due to concerns about brand confusion. Alright, on section 5, the real Bowser. Notice the boss music? This is genuine King Koopa. Flame Luigi can flame him until he falls, otherwise run under when he jumps or try jumping over. Success! Bowser falls into lava. Find Princess Toadstool in her cage. You finally rescued her. She kisses Luigi and says, "Thank you, Luigi. The kingdom is saved." Now try for a more difficult quest. The complete conquest of Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, one of gaming's most challenging masterpieces, is now conquered. Welcome to gaming's elite club. World 9 only unlocks if you beat the game without the warp zone. All 32 levels through pure skill. Here's the catch. You only get one life in this entire world. Surprisingly, World 9 is easier than World 8's brutality, but absolutely bizarre in design. In 9-1, take the pipe down to the underwater 9-1. World 9 seems to love messing with expectations. Swim over the piranha plants and Koopas to reach the bullet bills. The combination of underwater physics with land enemies creates surreal gameplay only World 9 can deliver. Navigate under the first piranha plant, over to the next one, then swim up to the next plant that extends upward. Below you'll see bizarre underwater Goombas and a Lakitu, all somehow functioning underwater. When you encounter the Hammer Brothers and Bloobers, wait for Lakitu to retreat, then sink to the bottom. Swim right under Bloobers, but over Buzzy Beetles to reach the underwater stairs. It's like the developers flooded a normal level and said, "Hey, let's see what happens." Now on to stage 9-2. You're still underwater and unbelievably easy for such a difficult game. Nintendo's giving you a breather after World 8's insanity. Swim over the piranha plant, then position yourself above the suction pit without getting caught in its current. Lakitu throws spinies, but here's the simple solution. Just swim forward along the bottom to avoid them completely. Eventually the ceiling opens for a more vertical space. Just swim forward using judgment to pass one more piranha plant. It's almost meditative compared to previous chaos. In 9-3, the castle music will appear over the outdoor ranch theme that creates haunting, surreal atmosphere unlike anything in Mario. Move forward past the springboard. Notice something eerie? No enemies so far. The empty landscape feels genuinely creepy after 32 levels of constant threats. Now make a running jump to hit the brick block and reveal a vine. Take it up to a dreamlike cloud bonus round. Run forward and jump into the pit to reappear later in the level. Take the stairs up, pass over lava sections to the pipe, jump through the hole in the ceiling, and here's where things get truly bizarre. Walk forward right over Bowser himself. This ghost Bowser can walk through stairs while throwing hammers and breathing fire, but you can simply jump over him to the flagpole. Now onto 9-4. It's Nintendo's congratulatory message. The blocks spell "thank you" in Japanese katana script. A beautiful gesture to players who's conquered one of gaming's most challenging experiences. Only obstacles are a single bloober and Podoboo, token resistance. After everything you've overcome, just cruise along the top to complete this mysterious world. In level A-1, Luigi's superior jump is crucial here. The scattered brick formations feel like playing Battleship. Head right, let the Koopa Paratroopa pass, then jump into the Koopa Troopa group and hit that upper gap in the brick row for a power-up. Jump on the bricks on the right, position yourself high, then make a running jump into the distance. You'll land near a brick block containing a 1-up mushroom. Extra lives are obviously precious. Jump to those question blocks where 2 Hammer Bros camp out. Good news, you can pass right over them without combat. Jump over more Koopas, continue to the Piranha Plant, run past it while passing under more Hammer Brothers. Multi-layer obstacle courses with threats at different elevations. Navigate past 2 more Piranha Plants to reach the springboard near Koopas. Strategic choice. Instead of using the springboard, jump onto the lower Koopa and pass through the opening. Sometimes the direct approach works better. Now on to A-2. Bounce up on the springboard to hit the ceiling block containing a 1-up mushroom. Keep running right while keeping the mushroom on the screen. Then jump over elevator platforms to let it fall onto you. Timing rewards your patience here. Take the lower hallway, pass over piranha plants, then take the stairs up to the elevator platform. Your current size determines your strategy. The upper path if you're small, and the lower path if you're super. If you're small, you need precise timing to jump from the elevator platforms to reach the roof above. Walk forward along the rooftop, drop down at the first pit, take the horizontal pipe to exit, then take the stairs on the right and jump for the flagpole. Check this out. The game introduces red piranha plants that pop out of pipes even when you're standing right next to them. The green ones from the first game would at least give you a break. Now onto A-3. It's cloud-based bridge level with flying Cheep Cheeps, but the wind turns on and off intermittently. The strategy is beautifully simple. Just run forward and jump when necessary. Constant Cheep Cheeps launching from below, aerial bloopers floating around, and Koopa paratroopas of both colors. But enemy density is much more manageable than previous bridge levels. The intermittent wind adds complexity since jump distances vary depending on whether the wind is active, but after mastering earlier worlds' brutal precision, this feels almost relaxing. Now onto A-4. Luigi should have this castle for superior jumping and air control. Jump onto the platform near the flame chain. When the Podoboo dips down, jump to the next platform with its own flame chain. Massive flame chains on steroids ahead. When it rotates downward, quickly jump to the next platform. Then dash into the hallway. Run under the flame chain, fall into the ground level. When Podoboo is down and flame chain reaches 2 o'clock, run forward and jump over the lava pits. Just you versus him with the standard fire breath and hammer throws. There's no Podoboos or flame chains. You know the drill, so just crush it. Alright, now with World A complete, the first of Princess Toadstool 4 mystery letter worlds cleared. Onto level B-1. Jump onto those question blocks for coin blocks, then jump to the first pipe and the next one. If you're small, squeeze between the 2 brick blocks to hit the upper one for coin. Being small sometimes provides an advantage. Defeat the 2 Koopa paratroopas, hit the question blocks for coins and power-ups. Here's the secret. Drop off the pipe to hit the 4th block from the left in the upper column. A vine reveals leading to coin heaven. Head right and jump in the first 2 spaces to create invisible blocks filling those gaps. Get onto the second row and break the 4th block from the left. It contains a Starman. Grab it from the top and jump right onto question blocks. Continue to the pipe and navigate the large gap filled by piranha plants to reach the flagpole. Alright, onto level B-2. Luigi walks into the pipe for another underwater adventure. Swim forward through the hallway, rise to the top of the water, then sink back to the bottom when you pass over the stairs. Your depth management is key. Walk forward until the Koopa Troopa threatens, then swim up and over to the next stack of blocks. Swim over the reef quickly, sink down, when clear of Cheep Cheeps and bloopers, rush through reefs to reach the stone structure with coins. Elevator platforms move downward ahead. Swim under them to cross the suction pit safely. It might be counterintuitive, but going low keeps you alive. Take the lower, coin-filled route despite the risk. Underwater flame chain ahead. But how does it even work? Lost levels didn't worry about physics. Wait for it to reach 8 o'clock, then swim past. Make sure no Cheep Cheeps complicate timing. Swim over another suction pit to find the exit pipe. Here's a twisted design choice. In castle levels with low ceilings, getting a super mushroom can actually trap you because Mario becomes too tall to make certain jumps. Alright, onto B-3. Jump onto the ledge, bounce off Koopa paratroopas to reach pulley platform. Continue to the sinking elevator platform and one that moves under a question block. If you're small, hit that block for a mushroom. If you're powered up, jump onto the block itself and leap right. Jump onto the ledge, then to the block in the air. It's much easier than using the springboard. Both piranha plants are down, specifically when the second one is lowering. Dash forward and jump to its pipe. It's a brief window of safety. Bullet bills now start their assault. Jump from the elevator platform to the ledges, then to the pulley platforms while avoiding the bullet bill barrage. Use the Koopa paratroopa to bridge the gap. Luigi can make the final jump independently with his superior abilities. Now jump right to the flagpole. Alright, onto B-4. Jump from the stairs to blocks and lava, cross them, and jump to the pillar. Jump over Piranha Plant's pipe, encounter a flame chain. When it rotates downward, run right and jump across lava. Wait for the flame chain to reach 3 o'clock, jump onto it, then leap to the hallway. Drop onto the elevator platform below, ride it right. This looks like puzzle time, but it's simpler. Just keep moving forward on the bottom level, and you'll reach the end. Bowser's Flames, appearing 3/4 through, alerts you're on the right path. Drop from Piranha Plant pipe, wait for the flame chain to reach 8 o'clock. Jump onto the block, then leap into the hallway to the bridge. Alright, your boss battle, your standard letter world Bowser. No additional hazards, just hammer throws and fire breath. You know the drill, so take him out. Alright, with world B conquered, only 2 more letter worlds remain before we've truly conquered every secret the Lost Levels has to offer. On to level C-1. Duck under Koopa Paratroopas to reach 2 Piranha Plants. Stand on the pipe edge and wait for the plant to lower completely. Another poisonous mushroom warning. Do not hit the second question block from the left. Jump onto the second row when the Piranha Plant is extended upward. Hit question blocks for a power-up. Get onto the pipes. Move forward to 3 rotated pipes and pass under the first 2. Position yourself to defeat the Koopa when it approaches. Use the Koopa Paratroopa as a springboard across the gap. Hammer Brother encounter. Stay back to let him advance, then run and jump over him. Jump under the Piranha Plant ahead to land on icy ground. The winter theme finally kicks in. Navigate the stairs and pipes to reach the flagpole. Alright, onto C-2. Jump onto that blooper as a platform. Second nature at this skill level. Cheep Cheeps start their aerial assault. Jump across bridges and ledges to reach small platforms. Your precision is key. Single block serves as a stepping stone ahead. Jump to it, then to the other block. Step back and launch yourself over the chasm. If that doesn't work, build momentum by jumping ledge to block to ledge quickly. Sometimes speed creates distance. Jump onto Koopas and bounce to another ledge. Use the green springboard to land on the second ledge. Jump to the elevator platform, then to pulley platforms. Step on the first to raise the second, then jump onto the high ledge on the right. The flagpole is now accessible with a single jump. Now onto C-3. Use the springboard, stop at the first ledge, and drop to defeat Lakitu. What a rare opportunity. Use the springboard again, wait for a clear upward trajectory before springing right. Land on a narrow ledge, precision timing is everything. Bounce up, continue right to 2 connected ledges. Lakitu retreats. What a momentary relief. Bound to the pipe, then to the springboard beyond. Use it to reach another springboard, then land on a brick block. Jump to the next block with a flame chain attached. Time your jump when the chain is lowest. Wind continues blowing, affecting your jump distance. Bounce off Koopa Paratroopa's back to reach the next block. Finally, the wind stops. Jump when the flame chain rotates downward into the flagpole. Did you know it took over 20 years for Western players to experience the original, unaltered version? The Virtual Console release in 2007 was the first time most international audiences could play it as originally intended. Level C-4. C-4 is like the explosive castle design similar to 7-4. Letter worlds revisit and remix earlier challenges. Run forward to the hallway with 2 flame chains. When both rotate downward, sprint over them. Drop to the elevator platform and ride across lava. The invisible power-up block above the flame chain if you want to risk it. Jump across the tiny Donkey Kong style elevator platforms to reach another hallway. Jump to the overhang, stand in the corner, let the flame chain pass. Take the upper path while Buzzy Beetles search frantically below. Programmers got devious. They placed a block to obstruct the usual safe corner. When the flame chain reaches 11 o'clock, crouch in the right corner to avoid damage. Next flame chain is even worse. You'll automatically get hit if you're big. The developers designed this to force small Mario navigation. Run forward and leap in one fluid motion to barely make it through. Jump across small platforms. Watch for Podoboo. Bowser begins off-screen fire breathing. The boss battle. The enhanced Letter World Bowser brings his complete arsenal. Hammers, fire, jumping, plus flame chain on the bridge. Castle design makes reaching with power-ups near the impossible. You're gonna have to use your small Mario or small Luigi for this. You know the drill, only World D remains. Bowser's final stand in the 13th world. Level D-1. World D announces hostility immediately. Hammer Brothers are everywhere. Run forward to encounter the first two and jump beneath them. Get on the lower level, bounce off the Koopas to reach the stairs. Avoid the Bullet Bill barrage and jump across the brick blocks. A valuable secret: on the third brick block, jump to the upper right to hit the invisible block containing a 1-up mushroom. Extra lives are precious in the final world. Take the pipe down to the bonus room. If you're Super or Fire Luigi, jump through blocks and hit the left one for power-ups plus coins. If small, focus on the lower block safely. When you emerge, jump onto the block and hit that brick for a power-up. Wait for perfect timing. When the Piranha Plant is lowering and Koopa Paratroopa reaches the rightmost position, bounce off the winged turtle to reach the pipe. Jump right to encounter a Hammer Brother, run past him and another beyond. After the Bullet Bill Blaster, run right under Piranha Plants. You can actually run over the gap without falling. On to level D-2. Walk up the stairs, defeat the Koopa, continue along the upper block row, fall down and move forward, choosing whether to avoid or engage Buzzy Beetles and Koopa Paratroopas. Run under the pipes and jump gaps. From the Bullet Bill Blaster top, step back and make running jumps to the upper right block row. Take the pipe down to the bonus room, containing Japanese characters, hidden message from developers to elite players. When you emerge, navigate over Piranha Plants to 2 rows of bricks. Hit the upper brick to reveal Vine. Another coin heaven opportunity. Bounce off the Koopa Paratroopa to reach the Vine and ascend. At the end, you'll fall back to the earlier pipe, but don't take it, as it creates an infinite coin loop. Jump right past the Vine rows to the springboard, then jump to the flagpole. Level D-3. Approaching Bowser's Fortress. You can see the walls in the background. Final gauntlet before the ultimate confrontation. Move forward facing a relentless Bullet Bill onslaught. Jump from blaster to blaster. The power-up in the brick block isn't worth risking your life for. Navigate to the Piranha Plant pipe. Head right to encounter 2 Hammer Brothers working together. Jump over both to reach another Bullet Bill blaster. Jump on top. Leap right to duck under the Hammer Brothers in the hallway ahead. Jump over them to reach the red springboard and use it to clear a brick stack. Run past another Hammer Brothers and stack of Bullet Bill blasters. The finale throws everything. Another Hammer Brother, then another, then a Koopa Paratroopa. Run past all 3 threats to reach the staircase built entirely of Bullet Bill blasters. The fortress awaits. Get this, the game's ending theme in the Famicom Disk System version is actually the original unshorted composition Koji Kondo wrote for the first game. It had to be cut down due to storage limits back then. On to level D-4, the ultimate castle. Luigi gets the honor of the final confrontation, the ultimate test of valor to defeat Bowser permanently. Section 1, drop from the stairs, inch towards the lava to observe massive extended flame chains. Jump precisely as the flame chain passes 8 o'clock. Run under the flame chain, jump over the Podoboo infested lava. Bounce off the Koopa to reach the block over the pipe. Navigate to the aerial pipe, leap to the elevator platform, then stone floor in lava. Take the Piranha Plant to Section 2. You're outside, his personal recreation area. Jump over Hammer Brothers as wind begins affecting movement. Navigate past 2 Koopas. Skip the arrow blooper. Thread the needle between the blooper and the Piranha Plant. Run up the stairs to an apparent flagpole, but it's a fake out. Jump to reach the Piranha Plant leading to the bonus room. Emerge at the castle's true entrance. Now in Section 3, walk forward to encounter Bowser, but it's a decoy. Walk right under him, guarding question blocks. Jump over the Piranha Plant pipe while defeating 3 bloopers. The Hammer Brothers confront you. Defeat them quickly or run past and drop to the elevator platform. Right up to the top hallway, fall into the hall avoiding Podoboo. You've reached the final bridge. This is it, the true final Bowser, the king of the Koopas. The ultimate confrontation with the most complete defense. The overhead flame chain prevents jumping over him entirely. He's got his complete moveset. You know the drill, so take him out. The ultimate victory. Bowser falls into the lava. Luigi finds Princess Toadstool in her cage. You finally rescued her. She kisses Luigi and says, "Thank you, Luigi, for restoring peace to our kingdom. Hurrah to our hero, Luigi." Warping to World 2-1. Here in the sewers, you got your first chance to warp. Get onto the ceiling and keep running right. Don't take the exit pipe. Push past it and you'll drop down to a hidden warp pipe that sends you straight to World 2, the classic Mario shortcut. Fun fact, the game includes an underwater level with a flagpole and castle at the end. It's one of the strangest sights in any classic Mario game. Warping to World 3. Still in World 1-2, but this one's trickier, right at the start. See that buzzy beetle under the staircase? Jump above it to hit an invisible block. Then hit the block slightly to the right of it to make a vine pop out. Climb it, and you're outside in a bonus area. Run forward, up the ledges, and boom! Warp zone to World 3. It's very sneaky, but very satisfying. Alright, now warping to World 4. And yes, there's another warp in 1-2. If you're following the path to World 2, stop at the first piranha plant and head down. Hit the rightmost question block for a power-up, then platform across the lava. Here's the catch. You need to be small Mario to squeeze through. If you're big, you'll actually have to take a hit first. It's pretty cruel, isn't that right? Jump right above the red Koopa Troopa to reveal invisible blocks, then climb to the top of the brick wall to reach the warp pipe to World 4. Get this, instead of being released in America, we got a completely different game reskinned as Super Mario Bros. 2 that was originally a Japanese game called Doki Doki Panic. Did you know 6 levels from the Lost Levels were actually recycled from Versus Super Mario Bros. In the arcade version, so some players had technically seen parts of it before. In level 5-1, warping to World 6. Near the end of 5-1, you'll spot 3 red Koopa paratroopas. That's your clue. Hit the rightmost brick and a vine pops out. If you're small, use the Koopas to bounce up. Climb the vine for a quick coin heaven detour, then drop down to find the warp pipe that takes you to World 6. Fun fact, the poison mushroom became such an iconic element that it appeared in games like Mario Kart, Paper Mario, and even Super Smash Bros. Check this out, when the game finally came to the West in Super Mario All-Stars, they updated the graphics and added more checkpoints to make it slightly less punishing. Fun fact, reviewers called it a black sheep of the franchise. It's remembered as a reminder of when Nintendo's difficulty balance went completely off the rails. Level 5-2 to World 7. You can pull a ceiling run just like in 1-2. The elevator platforms make it easy to hop up there. Run past the normal exit pipe and you'll land in the warp zone to World 7. It's incredibly simple but effective. From 5-2 to World 8. Right before the elevators, there's a fancier shortcut. Hit the top right block of that floating structure. It's easiest to do from the elevator platforms as they rise. Out comes a vine. Ride the elevators up to grab it, and you'll be taken to an outside area. Run through and discover the warp to World 8. It's definitely worth it. From level A-2, warping to World B. Once you unlock the letter Worlds, they don't hold back either. In A-2, hop up on the ceiling and run right past the normal exit pipe. It's just like old times. That'll land you in the warp zone to World B. Level A-3, the warp to World C. At the end of A-3, instead of finishing normally, use the springboard to jump over the flagpole. Now run right, and you'll stumble into a warp pipe that drops you into World C. It's pretty cheeky. Level B-4, warping to World D. And yes, even Bowser's Castle hides a warp. At the end of B-4, where you normally have to pick the correct looping path, there's a pipe. Take it, and you'll land on a staircase leading straight up to the warp pipe for World D. A warp zone is inside Bowser's own castle. You gotta love it.